man has gone missing, and in their absence, the world has changed. In many ways, it has become a wide frontier filled with peril and adventure. The dogs of Pugmire seek to uncover the artifacts that man has left behind, protect the weak, and guard against the forces of the unseen.
Hello, wonderful people, and welcome to Weave the Tale. I am Popeworldbuild on Twitter, Popeworldbuild on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams, especially the ones that help feed the world of Pugmire. Welcome to Pugmire, here in Weave the Tale, Pugmire. What lies buried? I am just so filled with delight this premiere day because I get to work with all these fantastic people and just talk about dogs. I am so happy. But first and foremost, let's meet this amazing cast that I have been just jawing at anyone who would give me a time about, and then get into it. First and foremost, Celeste, my friend, how are you?
A little tired, but I'm here. Hi, I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. Here I am, and I am playing Raven Rat Terrier, who was in fact based off of a pet of mine, and just getting to breathe new life into her and bring her to life as a character in this game is... I'm just so ready for this. This is going to be so good.
Yes, I think there's a theme with this group when it comes to the inspiration for their characters. Someone who might have something to say about that is our friend Alicia. How are you, friend?
Oh, hello. I'm Alicia, or Petty, or NG9, depending on which social media platform you're familiar with me on. I'll be playing Daxi Dachshund, not based on a pet of mine because I own snakes, but I do like dogs. Dachshunds are my favorite breed.
And another one of these wonderful folks who have come with these wonderful doggos is M. How are you doing?
I am doing so well. I'm so excited to be here. It's been a while since I've been on Weave the Tale, and it was so nice to be asked back. I am playing Hanklin Foxhound, who is a giant, adorable baby, and is my sister's dog, actually. I'm very excited to bring this character to life.
We just stand our giant, adorable babies, our Gabs.
Mm-hmm. GAB.
Yes. But someone also with an interesting name would be Bubz, played by Marcus. How are you doing, friend?
Oh, hi. I'm doing great. Hi, my name is Marcus, he, him. You might have seen me on, was it Hyper RPG, Gen Con TV, Geekspace TV, all those things. I am playing Bubz, a kind of little shepherd dog. Bubz is named after, actually, it's based off my personal dog, an Australian shepherd, but it's named after my fish. So that's what I got.
Exotic. Someone who knows about exotica and living with some high energy animals would be Drakku. How are you doing, friend?
A little sleepy because of said high energy animals, but I'm doing great. So I'm Drakku. I'm going to be playing Oberyn Doberman, otherwise called Obbs for short, who is based on our family Doberman. So good real life inspiration for him there.
Fantastic. Well, with that, I think we should get into it. So, we come to a world that man has gone missing. Maybe left behind, we're not sure. Over across the forest in the monarchies of Mao, the cats bemoan the loss of a servitor race, as it were, when it comes to man. Those that tended their needs just rudely up and left, and now need to be found. However, the dogs of Pugmire have a different interpretation as to what happened to man. And that is that the good of the world, the magic of this world, was a gift from man. In fact, there's such a love and adoration for those that have gone missing that there's a church code of man. And first and foremost is to be a good dog. Now, not everyone is necessarily good, but everyone for the most part strives to be or should be given the opportunity to be good. That is something I wish was more of this reality, but it's why we play these stories. Hope. And on this hopeful day, just a few days removed from the always joyous Stick Festival, a time of matchmaking, competition, just a joyous time of the year. And in one of the townships outside the great capital of Pugmire itself, there is a tree of some importance, known as the wishing tree. A bunch of wishes hanging off its branches, blowing in the fall breeze. As, well, tradition has it that you take something that you truly wish for, and on a piece of paper, you write it, fold it, and then with a bit of thread tied to its branches. And should the wind or one of the local birds pick at it and fly off into the wind, that wish should come true. And we view that tree at this moment. The wind blows hard, and an old browned piece of paper finally flies off in the wind. And as it flies off, we see a tall, lean figure, decked out in red, moving at an incredibly quick pace. A member of the House of Whippet is carrying a bag full of missives that he is desperately trying to seek out and deliver. So, Hanklin, where would you be this fine day?
Well, I'm coming in for the festival. I've been out in the woods for a while, have maybe a couple of bunnies at my hip, and walking along, excited for Stickfest.
Stickfest. Oh my god, yes.
Would you describe Hanklin a bit more?
Absolutely. Hanklin is such a tall, broad dog. Anyone who might see him might be a little intimidated until he speaks. His low southern drawl is comforting. He's always willing to lend a paw to anyone who needs something reached from somewhere up high. Is never afraid to get down low to talk to a dog. No, snout to snout. He's got a big, long halberd strapped to his back. And he walks with the grace of a gentle giant, nodding to everyone, as he sees them, greeting each pup, each dog by name.
And it is with this gentle giant's grace we have a sharp contrast as what is best described as a red bolt cutting through the crowd with this quick little pitter patter, going about you, and just crying out with a manic voice, you Hanklin Foxhound.
Oh, well, hey there, little guy. Your name, Flutter?
Name not matter. You Hanklin Foxhound.
Yep, that would be me, the one and only.
Take! It just shoves this missive at you.
With a great measure of alarm, Hanklin will delicately take this note and hold on to it. Do I need to pay you? I think I've got plastic in here somewhere.
No!
Oh.
Just rushes off.
Okay. Thank you kindly.
We follow this bolt of red as it's making its way through the town. Where do we find Oberyn?
I think Oberyn is going to be sticking to kind of like the back sides of the crowd. He's very excited for this Stickfest. Stickfest 96, I think we're calling it, right? And so he kind of likes dog watching. You know, he likes to kind of stay in the back and kind of take everything in. Oberyn is also quite tall, but very thin. Sometimes the puppies kind of tease him. He's got a giraffe neck, and he, you know, just kind of takes it in stride and kind of wraps his shawl a little bit higher. But he, you know, just likes to kind of leisurely take his time going around the crowd, checking everything out.
And as that slim frame holds to the back, again, we hear that this quick pitter-patter upon the cobblestones.
Oh no! You!
You!
There it is.
Oberyn Doberman! Yes!
Yes, that's me. Can I help you? And he is very startled, but just takes it quickly. Just, okay, I've taken it.
Goodbye! And just launches off. Where do we find Bubz?
So this is Stickfest. You know, it's a big celebration, the festival of sticks. Everything's all around. It's all wonderful. So my thought is, you see Bubz just kind of walking around. You know, he's a medium-sized kind of shepherd dog, a little fluffy, a little spotty, just kind of dressed really, really reasonably nice, and just kind of taking a look at the surroundings while unintentionally kind of herding chickens. He's just kind of walking in a semicircle around chickens, like without even knowing it, just kind of moving them off to the side. But otherwise, he's taken with the festival of sticks.
Chickens are typically not that noisy, except for roosters who will not cease to crow. But there is enough ruckus and wind picking up that you get a little rustling of the chickens. You know, as you are you Bubz?
Yeah, I am. Are you
Good. Take
someone I should know? Ah. Okay. What do?
You read. Bye. And then, with much speed,
I was just like, what the?
our red
What's going
bolt heads off.
Come on.
Daxi, where are you?
So Daxi's kind of in like one of the stands of one of the many different competitions that are going on during Stickfest. Who can toss sticks the furthest and catch it highest in the air and such. Recording it for the annals for those who couldn't be there. That's what she's doing. Kind of just got a little pull between her paws, and for a description of Daxi, mostly a mostly black dog with some brown around the snoot and the paws. Nice comfortable sweater and a lovely sun hat to keep the sunburn in the eyes, and some very quaint wyvern glasses.
Nice. Also nice, our friends over at Balrog 1911. Thank you all so much for coming in and joining us as we are having our premiere of Pugmire, What Lies Buried. Come on in, take a seat, and get ready for a tale of good doggos. So, you're enjoying this competition, sitting in the stall, seeing all this stuff getting ready to go, Stickfest, and then up from behind, and then just starter stepping right in front, and like, is Daxi tall for their size, or more on the short side?
More on the short side.
And so just at like eye level, this paw with this well-written missive sealed with wax just gets thrust into your face. You Daxi, right?
Oh yeah, that's me.
Take!
Thank you.
Thank you. You understand. Bye! And just rushes off. And where do we find Raven?
Raven is... I think she's just coming back from her own little trip to the Wishing Tree. She's been wandering the city hoping that there being a festival going on, she can locate her missing brothers. And with there being a lot of people around, she can maybe at least find somebody who knows something. But so far, no luck. She went to the Wishing Tree to tie a little note on there, wishing that she could find them, or at least get some notice of where they might be, some inkling. But she's trying to keep her head held high, because she always does, and she has not necessarily a reputation to uphold, but one to form, as it were. She definitely feels like she's got something to prove.
And in this noble regard, this now familiar sound to our audience. Clear patter up the cobblestones, and then just like in front of Raven's face, this paw comes with the missive. You Raven?
She like jumps back for a second and like goes for the... Oh no, did I die? Camera, please.
We can still hear you.
Okay, good.
Yes.
She jumps back for a minute and her hand almost goes to the hilt of her sword, but then she stops. Do I know you?
No, but are you Raven?
Yes.
Good, take.
And her eyes go wide for a moment and she rips it out of his hands and immediately starts opening it.
He rushes off, and you all, by this time, have opened the missive, in which states, Greetings. My name is Harrison of the House of Pug, and I would like to invite you to my family's holdings nearby in the countryside, over to Sawtooth Lodge, for a meal and discussion about adventure. You will be compensated for your time, and at the very least, we will have a wonderful evening at the start of the Stick Festival. Take care, Hope to see you soon. Sincerely, Harrison.
What was Harris's last name again?
Pug. He is of the House of Pug,
Ooh.
the royal family.
Oh my gosh.
How did I even get onto his message board? Well, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. I don't think I have the clothes to meet royalty.
Is there an address, or is it
Oh.
just...
On the back of the missive, now that you have it fully unraveled, there is a map. Incredibly well detailed. It even has "You are here" as precisely where you are in town.
How?
And a dotted red line that weaves its way out of the town and to the Sawgrass Plains, where the Sawgrass Lodge sits.
Well, Bubz immediately just starts walking. Starts going in that direction.
Raven is less walking and more jogging. Just because she thinks
All
that
right.
maybe this guy knows something that she doesn't.
What's Oberyn doing?
He's a little sus, but curiosity is really getting to him right now. So yeah, he'll probably cautiously regard the map for a bit, kind of look longingly around at the crowd a little bit longer, and then go ahead and start heading that direction.
Excellent. Daxi, what are you up to?
Dex getting some snacks for the road, as it's important to not go on an empty stomach. So she'll probably be, I don't know, 20 minutes late or something.
And Hanklin, you were concerned about clothes. Are you going to try and go shopping, or are you just going to head off after some huff and guff?
There is no outfit that Hanklin is aware to put together besides what he is currently wearing. So he's gonna kind of glance around left and right, find a young pup, walk over, crouch down, take the rabbits off his hip. I won't be able to eat these tonight, so will you take these home to your mother? I think that she could make something nice with this.
First there's a tremble because of
Oh, it's
Hanklin's
okay.
immense size, but afterwards, and the hearing of sincerity in Hanklin's voice makes it past Hanklin's immense size, and this young pup, this young Maltese, just reaches up and receives the bounty. Thank you, sir.
Oh, anything. Dogs gotta help other dogs, you know? All right, now you take care. Enjoy the festival, all right?
Why
I
not?
hope you find
And
the
then,
best stick.
with a invigoration in the young pup's step, makes their way to their parents, bringing along this bounty that Hanklin has bestowed upon them.
And then I'll head to the party.
Well, you all give me a d20 roll. Well, dice help tell the story, don't they? That is why we play. So, our 5 heroes all head to the same place, but do not arrive at the same time. First to happen upon the lodge is Oberyn. It is not one would normally call a lodge. At the edge of the Sawgrass plain it sits, behind a hill, stands a 3-story tower made of stone. And atop that stone tower sits a 2-story hunting lodge on top of the tower. It is an odd sight, but gives an incredible vantage point over the whole of the plain. It is the only building you can see out towards the plain for miles and miles. As you look back over your shoulder, you can see it is on the outskirts of town. It can probably be seen, except it's just so keenly hidden behind this hill. And as you happen upon it and are making your way up the path towards the main doors, you see that there is a carriage sitting there. At the head of the carriage, being tended to by a cat, and 3 cats exit the main door. The first is a very boisterous, large, orange tabby fellow, who, well, that pretty much did absolutely nothing for us. Why did we even bother coming out here? Jinxifer, you always look on the downsides of things. You're about as bright as the darkest night, says this thin individual, brown with black stripes. And then there is just behind them, done up in absolute finery, is this long-haired... Actually, give me another roll. Let's see if you can identify them. Yes.
Just another D20?
No, let's go with a... You can give me a no culture or a no history check.
I have neither.
Well, still get your intelligence.
Okay. Let's see. So that's just a straight roll.
Okay.
Oh.
12. You can identify the house, but not necessarily the individual. As the one dressed in finery with long hair well kept is most certainly a member of House Himalayan, one of the major houses of the monarchies of Mao. And she just tuts, and the two of them both fall silent. We delivered what we came to deliver, and we received what we will receive. At least the meal was good. And you can't complain about that, Jinxifer. No more moaning. Yes, milady. As they all eventually find their way into the carriage. Now, tell me, does Oberyn just pay this no mind? Does he look longer, or does he just head inside?
He would probably kind of be paying attention more so, again, out of curiosity, and not necessarily eavesdropping. He's obviously there. If they do happen to see him, he's not trying to hide or anything like that. But kind of at least recognizing the Himalayan cat, he will kind of stand politely, kind of over by the side, and kind of wait for them to depart before he finishes approaching.
Whilst you hang back politely, Bubz, you You make your way past the hill and happen upon the ending of this scene. You see the back of Oberyn, the large tower, and these well-to-do cats making their way inside a carriage. What do you do? What do you say?
Bubz just kind of walks up, not really paying it too much of a mind. Keeps his head in the back of the carriage, just to kind of take a. I don't know how close Bubz is allowed to get. I don't know what the rules are, but Bubz is too curious, so Bubz will try to look into the back of the carriage if there is a window of some kind.
Are you doing this stealthily at all, or just not a care to the world?
You know what? We could say not a care to the world, but Bubz is a pretty good stealth, pretty good at sneaking. So it could be an inherent sneak.
Well, let's just see how inherent that sneak is, and give us a roll, please.
Sounds good. 17.
17. Well, the cats are well fed, and I think as Lady Willow decides to continue laying in on Jinxifer and his boisterous ways, you peek in, and they don't necessarily notice this canine head peeking through the side of the carriage. Oh God, it's too good. And
just
I will
not
allow...
even stealthy, like glass on the breathing glass on the if there's glass, you can see the breath on it. Yeah, not sneaky at all.
Oh God, it hurts. 17 somehow. These cats don't notice. And yeah, you can give me a no culture or no history check to identify those inside the carriage if you would like.
You know what? Let's go for it. That's a 3. That's a 3.
Bubz, you just see
Bubz.
these cats that are in incredibly fine clothing in this really nice carriage, and just don't know who from your hind end they are.
He just like kind of a nice nod, looks in there. Yeah, there is stuff in there, and then just moves on. I guess is Bubz. Just had to see what's in there. So Bubz, leaves the kind of carriage space and kind of walks over to Oberyn. Oberyn's there, right?
Yeah, Obbs has just been standing. Like, Obbs, what have you been doing while you're seeing Bubz just, like, not a care to the world, just quietly come up and just stare into this carriage?
Just a fluffy, well-dressed young Australian Shepherd.
If he noticed it, I could almost see him not noticing that either with a 17. But he, I would assume, would just kind of watch, just, brow kind of furrowed, like, what is this dog doing? Watch it happen, and then just kind of sigh, not like any anger or any, just, oh yeah, that happened. And, you said Bubz kind of approached him after, is that? Or...
Yeah, just kind of walked up behind. Just walked up kind of like
Okay.
right behind, like there was a line. Like maybe Bubz thought there was a line and you were the lead of it.
Yeah, Oberyn, he kind of... Oh.
Yeah, no, just at that moment, as Bubz is making his way to Oberyn, thinking there's a cue, we have our next friend. We have Hanklin come from behind the hill.
Hanklin's coming. His.
This.
Oh. I guess I wasn't the only one invited. They look a lot nicer than I do. But, hey! Hi! how did you are you the ones that sent me this here letter?
No, not unless you were the one that sent me this letter.
I thought you were the one that sent the letter.
No. What a predicament.
Well, if you want to wait in line, we have like a
ours.
line here.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'll get to the back of the line.
Oh, you can take my spot if you
Hanklin
want.
will-
It really doesn't matter.
No. You were here before me. That's only fair.
Oh, okay, okay.
I have a question though for the two of you. Did your letter have a map of exactly where you were when you received the missive? Like I don't really know magics myself, but I found that to be mighty peculiar that it knew where I was gonna be before I knew where I was gonna be, and I was just wondering if you knew how that happened.
You just blew Bubs' mind because Bubs did not even realize that was the thing. Bubs didn't even second thought, like, oh, there's a dot there. That is where I am. So I better go to follow the map. Bubs didn't even think about that. You're blowing Bubs' mind.
Yeah, Oberyn just, it kind of scared me a little bit, but it seemed straightforward enough. Thought I'd come check it out.
Yeah. It was kind of scary. I'm really excited to find out how they did that. Maybe there was some sort of scry effect. I don't know magic, but I've heard about magic and the things that it can accomplish, but I don't know how they would scry into the future. But it doesn't matter. And we're supposed to wait outside? I didn't see that in the letter at all.
Oh, I was
And as you
just
say that-
waiting on...
Daxi, you show up, and then 2 beats later, Raven shows up.
Oh,
Dax
it looks
just,
like
Go ahead.
we got new friends. Hey.
Huh? Oh, there's other people here. Oh, hi. How's it going?
It's a...
Oh, even more.
Bubs just kind of like is just kind of not like kind of the nervous happy puppy yelp, like just a little excited to see some new people. Tail's wet. Bubs doesn't have a full tail. He has a little nub, so it's just kind of you see just shaking a little bit back and forth. These new companions. Should we all introduce ourselves?
It looks like
probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, hi. My name is Bubs.
Bubs. That's a great name, Bubs. I'm Hanklin. Hanklin Foxhound.
Okay. And next, why don't we just go in a line? So I think you're next, unnamed companion.
Me? I'm Oberyn. You can call me Obbs for short if you like.
Oh, nice to meet
Okay,
you.
Bubs.
I'm Daxi. And you are?
Raven probably is staring up at all these dogs who are much taller than she is. I am really confused. But that's not my name, so don't start with that. I'm Raven. I thought I was the only one coming. Apparently I'm wrong. Why are we all outside?
Well, there was a
Because
line.
we're introducing ourselves.
And with that response from Daxi and Bubs, the carriage drives off. And the front door opens. Standing in there is an exceptionally tall dog of golden hair that looks... can't quite tell what house they may belong to. As she steps out and goes, "Oh, you've all arrived. Harrison will be quite pleased. Come in."
thank you kindly. After you all, please.
Bubz holds his hand open to Oberyn, just because they were the front of the line. He was at the front of the line, so please.
Oberyn is very uncomfortable going first, but politeness dictates that, oh, okay, I have to accept this now. So he kind of like straightens himself up a little bit and starts to go inside.
And as you all file in, past the stone walls and the very thick door, you are welcomed to a place that smells of old books, worn leather, stone that is dry, and the smell just wafting ever so slightly from somewhere of fine meats being turned on a spit, the smell of meat pies, and berries that are being cooked. And so you make your way in, and as the last of you makes it through the door, this large dog closes it and goes, "I am Bull, friend of Harrison's, and it is good to meet all of you. I won't lead you to his silliness, and maybe he can get on with his business." As, again, she is incredibly informal for everything that's going on. You've heard dealings with royals, all of you, and they usually like, well, protocol.
Mm.
This this individual, whilst dressed in finery, their attitude far belies a disdain for protocol. And you are led up these winding stairs, multiple floors passing, and are led to not a full dining room, but a sort of more intimate lounge space. It is well appointed, but incredibly cluttered. It has what looks to be a half put together alchemy lab. There is a violin sitting on the mantle over the fireplace. Papers, missives, books of all kinds just splayed out on every single table-like surface. And they're curled up in a incredibly plush chair, just fiddling with a small orange ball in one hand, sits Harrison Pug. It takes him like 2 beats as you all walk in before he even realizes you're there. And then he just drops the ball, sits up stark upright. "Hello! It is good to see all of you.
Hi!
I didn't know if you would all make it. Come in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Bubz walks in.
Thank you so much, Bull, for showing them here. Well, please let us know when the next feast is ready." "Of course, Harrison," as she closes the door. "Oh, good. I'm so glad you're all here. I'm so glad you were all able to make it. You are all dogs of skill, and I have so much to talk to you about." As he rustles about, now moving with some speed about this cluttered room. And with a careless joie de vivre, he goes about clearing anything that is chair-like of the clutter for you all to sit in. Until he's just got a stack of papers and books teetering perilously on one hand. Oh, sit.
Can I help you?
Oh, sit.
Okay. I'm gonna go pick up the ball and carefully set it down on a table from where it fell because that
Okay.
was driving Hanklin crazy.
Okay. And as you sit, it looks like he's about to tip over because of all the weight that is being carried on one paw. And just before you think gravity is going to win, he rights himself and then places this leaning tower of Pisa of books upon a small, ever so slight coffee table. That you can hear the wood strain under the weight of all these papers. But somehow, miraculously, it holds. Good. Now that you are all seated, I have come to invite you all to an adventure.
Oh.
It has come to my attention, thanks to my Uncle Murrah, that there is an artifact lost to the annals of time that may very well have reappeared. Now, this in itself would be noteworthy, but this particular piece, its history, is said to be able to find nearly anything lost, should one possess it.
Oh.
If one can decipher its uses. There's no need to say just how valuable such a thing is. But he is also sitting in a place of great danger. One that has not seen these lands for generations. Before the first stone was set in the foundations that would be Pugmire, it has slumbered. So there is great danger, but there's also great reward. And should this darkness somehow be finally put to rest instead of a tenuous slumber, all the kingdoms, not just ours, but also the monarchies, the Badger holds, all will be able to sigh a great sigh of relief. So, with this, a first volley of details, are you all interested?
On one condition. I want to use it first.
Speak. I understand this request. But I must ask, Raven, do you have a gift with sorcery, with unraveling mysteries of the arcane?
I'm sure I could figure it out. I have to.
I would advise first upon retrieval, but if there is something or someone lost, we can definitely use the artifact to try and find them. But I would caution against activating it before knowing precisely how to use it. There have been a number of devices. Looking around this room now, there are tons of these little bits and bobs, like the ball, that should one not be able to understand the proper activation word or action, can cause significant disruption, as he reaches back and scratches a section of his neck that you don't necessarily see, but for our audience, there is a series of bald patches along the back of his neck. So yes, I definitely caution activation without proper study. Or at least if you're going to do it someplace that can handle a large explosion. That's advisable.
As long as it can be used for what I need it for. I don't care how or what you do with it.
Okay. Anyone else have any requests?
Where'd you get that magic paper?
Oh, the missive. The missives, plural, right? No, that is something that is in my uncle's stores that he wasn't going to use, so I got gifted it. It's nifty.
Oh, nice! I really like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it involves a particular form of vellum and this really weird, awful smelling ink. It gets less awful after you use it, but boy, it just unleashes a stench.
Is it like you can see Bubz just kind of got the map and just kind of sniffing it, trying to get any trace of it? It's not fully there, but it's the thought that counts.
Pope, can I roll a knowledge on this artifact and the dangers? I especially want to know about the dangers surrounding it.
By all means. Please
would
do.
like to make
I
a
love
similar check.
This I will give you no arcana or no history. They will give you different details.
Okay, I'm gonna go with no
Oh,
history because that feels like more of something that they would read.
Okay.
I have voracious learner, so if I've possibly read about this or learned about this, I have advantage. Is this something too rare to hear about, or is it something I could have read in a book?
I am going to do something that for some folks who
Same
played with me
questions.
before will
Same
recognize. Okay. I have this die. I refer to it as the happy sad die. It has many faces.
Good.
Some going to
Good.
the very happy, to others very angry, to others exceptionally sad. And I am going to roll it here to help us decide whether you have advantage or not.
Okay.
You have advantage. It came up exceptionally smiley.
Okay. I'll go with no history then. With advantage. First one and second one. 18 is my highest.
Okay. And Daxi, would you like to make a similar roll?
I would like to do it on Arcana though. I also have ferocious
course.
There we go.
Oh,
All
snap.
right. Well, you both get different knowledge.
Okay.
For Hanklin, you don't necessarily know of the device, but the evil that is slumbering, given the description and time period, you have an inkling that this threat is an unseen, but not just a singular entity. It is both singular and a multitude, a choir of evil whose name has been lost to time, but is said that should it ever rise again, it could very well corrupt the lands, the earth, and any creature nearby, and that it conspires with itself to bring about ruin, almost as though its very touch would salt the earth. So that's what you
Is
get.
that all?
And
So casual like.
Whatever.
Daxi,
Yeah.
this is the Great Compass. As it's just been found that plastic hulls can sail the acid sea. Compasses have been used by all sorts, but this was a compass forged by man. It is a bright, polished brass in hue. And yes, if one focuses and properly attunes with it, in the dark ages before the formation of the grand societies, it was used to find many of the more minor artifacts that artisans now use before it was stolen long, long ago. It does tend to have one significant downside in its usage that very few know, but you do. And that for everything that is found, the user ages significantly. And there you go. Please share.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Hanklin? Oh, you're muted.
Dang myself. You look like you had something to say, Daxi. Are you sure you don't want to go first? I defer to you.
Oh no, you go ahead. You were before me in the queue.
Okay. So polite. Well, Lord, I don't mean to be a downer on your adventuring party, but I have more than a couple concerns regarding the threat level of this venture. Won't finding this artifact bring about the great evil, the choir of evil, the evil that slumbers and should never be disturbed? Well, it seems foolhardy to go after something that might not exist if we wake up something that we should not mess with.
A valuable point. A valuable point. However, I would not be sending you to such dire place if I wasn't going to provide you with means to, should it wake, hopefully put it back to sleep or worse.
Oh, I don't. So, but this just seems like, the greed of a dog. I think that there's a certain amount of respect that should go into the artifacts of man, and perhaps this greater evil is defending this. Maybe dogs aren't supposed to touch it. I don't know anything about the artifact though, so I could just be wrong.
Well,
Oh,
anyone? Yes,
well,
you.
well, I can at least help you out with the name of the artifact. It is in fact known as the Great Compass. It's real good at finding things, but downsides are there are downsides, so it kind of depends on how many people are a fan of martyrdom.
Oh,
The answer is no.
Not
You probably shouldn't use that.
okay. What's the downside?
Oh well, I mean, you live for a shorter amount of time, like significantly. Like if you were a pup one day, you're on old later, but not like later as in like the usual amount of aging, like instant. Like you're pup to old dog real quick.
Okay, that is significant.
So old
That's
dogs should
significant.
not use this. They will die. Like instant.
Oh, dear.
At least in the books I read, but cross reference and all that. I should.
Well,
This is actually really sad, but my voice is just naturally cheery. Sorry about that.
no. I appreciate bad news given in a brighter form. It usually softens the blow.
I
Hmm.
have
In
a
that case, you're
question.
welcome.
Yes.
Why us?
Well, that would have to do with one of the other devices at my disposal. And he goes and he picks up another orb. This one
many
is
orbs do you
black in nature. Oh, many. He has pondered many orbs. And no, it's black. It has a white like cap on it, and then on the bottom of it, it has what appears to be a window. And no, I specifically pondered this seeing stone as to who to assemble, and it gave me your faces and names. And so I used it to find you.
Oh. Can I touch it?
Sure, it's primarily safe. Just
Immediately,
do not ask
just
it any
immediately,
questions
just
you don't.
grabs it, just palm on it.
That maybe
Pleasant
not quite
tactile
so far.
experience. Ooh,
Yes, it is a good plastic.
just ooh, yeah, very spherical. Thank you. Bubs like just takes a step back and to get back in the group after touching it.
But yes, this I can ask it very certain questions, and sometimes it will give me answers. And with this, I asked it for a team to deal with both the overcoming of this danger and the retrieval of this great relic. And it gave me all of you.
I have a question in that case.
Mhm.
If one person did not want to go on this quest, then that would potentially put everyone else in danger who decided to go, since this is the ideal team.
That makes sense.
Oh. Well, how are you all feeling about this decision? Do you want to venture?
Well, I mean, of
And
course
at
I
that
do.
question,
Uh,
a gong sounds. And in a loud but familiar voice, the feast is prepared! And with that, we're going to take a break.
yeah, break time.
We will come back shortly. Go get yourselves a delightful snack, some other form of fluid to replenish yourselves, and we'll be back to find out more about these good doggers. See you soon. God? You there, God? Okay,
No, we're
can you
alone.
hear
Make a
us now?
sacrifice. Oh, okay.
Okay.
See,
The unseen is already striking against us.
we've been
that is how
silenced.
dire things are. Okay, so yeah, no. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Weave the Tale. Glad to be back here. And yes, we are about to set forth with our good heroes, our good dogs, for a feast. And now, let's find out a bit about the feast hall and what's on offer. So, Hanklin, give me a detail about the room.
A detail about the room? Okay. Well, let's see here. So, a detail about the room is that it has a very ornate chandelier that hangs over the tables, right? It's got moving orbs of light that seem to be rotating almost like in a planetary fashion, and it's all inside of an interlaced like antler setting. And it throws like little bits of shadow around the room as they move. And it can be magically changed to other colors if they do so desire.
It's so cool. Oberyn, what's another detail about the room?
So, also pulling again from real life, all of the place settings are customizable for the height of the dog that is sitting there.
Yes.
So they have all these nice little ornate little levels to them. So you can, if you needed to, you could go swap it out with something taller so that each dog doesn't have to crane their neck to eat their food.
Fantastic. Raven, what's another detail about the room?
So I'm feeling like there are paintings, but like they're paintings of not necessarily people but places. So like there's all kinds of like there's a big piece of a view over the monarchies of Mao, and there's a big there is a painting of Pugmire as seen from like a distant mountain. There's just really cool views that one would struggle to find a place to paint them.
Very interesting. Bubz, what's a detail about the room?
There are, lots of, the walls are covered. This is a beautiful, beautiful space. But Bubz notices, kind of like a small, like a tray of plates. There's like decorative plates. And there is, I don't know, Bubz just kind of catches his own face in the center of this little shiny golden plate and can kind of see all the backing behind him and just kind of, I don't know, just kind of takes it in that this is a very weird place to be right now.
That is a very weird place to be. What is one more detail about the room, Daxi?
So one more detail, and this is looking specifically at the table where various foods would be sitting and whatnot. One thing that's sort of in the center of it, where some sort of like piece would be, is there's this very large container that's sort of bone-shaped in and of itself that is filled with nice, cool, refreshing milk. A milk bone, if you will.
There it is. There it is. Oh, okay.
You're welcome.
That was
I don't.
possum.
Okay. I'm burning. I am experiencing burns. Okay. So, in this strange and elaborate setting, a feast is laid before you all. So, in it is the Stick Festival. It is a time of frivolity and joy and feasting. What at this feast table has your particular good doggo salivating. Let's go first up with Bubz. What food at this feast has Bubz excited?
There is a mountain in this beautiful kind of, I would say maybe like a silver, like a fine silver, almost like, it would appear to be a giant gravy boat, right? So inside the giant gravy boat is a bunch of gravy, but that's more of a gravy moat around this giant, tall, almost mountainous pile of mashed potatoes. And Bubz is just like the smell, the butter, the gravy, that's everything Bubz wants. Bubz just wants to dive right in there. He's not going to. Respectable company. But yes, the thought is still there.
So we have Potato Mountain with a gravy moat. This is a thing that now exists. What other wondrous thing is at this table, Hanklin?
Not to hop on the carbs train here, but I was going to say there are the most fragrant and crispy, like platters of garlic bread being passed around. And it just has the perfect amount of toast. The butter has melted into the bread just enough, and the garlic's not overpowering for our sensitive noses, but as soon as you crunch into one of these slices of garlic bread, it crunches on the top, it crunches on the bottom, but the inside is so soft and tears so perfectly when you pull it away from your mouth. It is to die for. Garlic bread.
Okay, I wasn't hungry before, I am now. Good to know. Daxi, what has your attention at this feast?
Stepping away from the carbs for a second, we have our nice little fruit section of the table, and there's these little slices of watermelon, but it's not just regular watermelon. The way it's stacked up, of course, is in a little replica of the lodge we're currently sitting in. So all the little windows are just smaller pieces of watermelon stacked within each other, and it's just a nice little replica. It's refreshing to the eyes and to the tongue.
So elaborate. Oh, okay. Raven, what else is at this table?
I mean, I feel a little bad following that up with what I had in mind, but probably considered to be the ultimate comfort food of Pugmire is a bowl of chicken and rice. And it's one of those things that even the simplest families can make, and it doesn't even need to be seasoned all that much to be good. But this is obviously like an elevation of that because it's like well seasoned, and it even has little pieces of other vegetables and stuff in there, like some celery and some carrots and stuff. It is the comfort food, and Raven just wants to pile it onto her plate.
I know the feeling. And last but certainly not least, Obbs, what is at this table that has you enticed?
Well, again, pulling from real life, the real life Oberyn goes crazy for sweet potato. So I just imagined kind of over in the dessert, like a nice little sweet potato pie, maybe topped with like some other little fruits and berries, and just that's what he's kind of honed in on. He can kind of you can kind of see his nose twitching a little bit as he's looking at that end of the table.
Sitting before Harrison Pug, like, you all have like good proportional plates. Harrison has what can best be described as a platter in front of him as opposed to a plate. It is well known throughout the kingdom that the House of Pug has an appetite greater than most dogs, and that if given the opportunity, they will eat possibly their entire weight in a single meal. And before Harrison, who is not that chubby of a pug, is like the majority of this platter is just roasted carrots. Savory, salted, roasted carrots. And that is in the center in a mountain with a bit of everything else surrounding this orange pyre that is set to be fell upon. And there is elegance in dining. However, this is festival time. Harrison seems to be quite relaxed, even with all the discussion. And from what you heard from Bull earlier, this is not his first feast of the day. And with that, more akin to a buzzsaw than a dog, the platter and its many items. You gather all the food on your plate, and everything on this platter is now gone. By the time you all have the food now in front of you. And Harrison just sits back in his comfy chair with a pleased look on his face as you all start to dig in. So, I know we got to the darker parts of discussion, and that there are definitely important concerns about both the artifact in question and the possible evil that guards it. Not to upset anyone's faculties or appetite. I think before this is fully undertaken, more answers are needed. And so, I would like to ask the lot of you to undertake a small quest before the big one. There is, on the edges of that fog-begotten place, the Bog of Bones, a particular hedge witch named Sari. She is older than most, strange, and knows a great deal, an oracle of sorts. I ask that you brave the bog and speak with her about this. And then from her wisdom, we revisit our quest and whether or not it is one worth taking. What say you all?
Seems
Is she
reasonable.
friendly?
Legend has it really depends upon the day. Though I will make sure that you are sent with a gift.
Oh, well, everybody lacks presents. I think this sounds like a good idea. I'm excited to have an opportunity for us to get to know each other and make sure we work well with each other before we tentatively accept your other proposition.
Sounds good to me.
Well, I think this sounds like a terrible idea, but if we're gonna do the worst idea, we should have a better team cohesion. So yeah, let's do it.
You have an excellent way with words, Daxi.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, real good.
Oberyn, Raven, what are your opinions on the matter?
Seems smart to probably get more information before we do the more dangerous thing. I'm on board.
If I can't get what I want out of this, maybe this hedge witch can tell me what I'm looking for.
She is wise. It's one of the few individuals that, aside from sending you all to my Uncle Murrah or the Library of Rex, that I can think of that may have answers.
Isn't the Library of Rex in the Monarchies of Mao territory?
Oh.
There's a private collection that is an extension of that library within the lesser-known halls of Pugmire. It is kept by a powerful and easily startled artisan. And given the choices, it seemed as though beseeching the Bog Witch would be the least troublesome of the options.
That's usually a good sign.
Like,
Man,
again,
I'm a little nervous about this. Obbs, what's your instinct on all this?
Well, I mean, I certainly know nothing about the compass, you said it was called?
yes, the Great Compass.
Oh yeah, Great Compass.
The Great Compass. I'm pretty friendly with cats. Is this library? Is the librarian a cat?
No, Tobias is of the House Papillon, but he is a good friend of the monarchy of Rex, and is the keeper of the branch here within the halls of Pugmire. He is covetous of any and all knowledge, and has, whilst definitely a friend of Pugmire, a bit of a dark reputation.
How so? Can you elaborate on dark reputation? I was thinking like, fun librarian guy, and then you threw that little snippet right in the end there and kind of took me by surprise.
Again, this is mostly rumor since I have never met Tobias, especially based upon my cousin's recommendations, Yasha being one who does more of the going about and the adventure. She has met Tobias twice. And if rumors are to be believed, and some of Yasha's more outlandish stories, if Tobias does not take a shine to you, he may just excise all the memories of the library and what you were searching for from your mind just as you leave.
Oh.
What? What?
Yes, he's apparently powerful enough to make you forget what it was that you were looking for.
Oh!
well.
I don't know about that.
That's why I went with the hedge witch.
That makes me nervous.
At this point, the witch seems less terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we should go with the witch. I'm gonna say we should go with the witch.
Yeah, bog of bones, here we come.
Yeah, I already have bad enough time with my memory, so let's do that. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Just digs his face back into the mashed potatoes, but kind of nervously.
An entire mood is Bubz. I mean, the other option is to consult my uncle. But the downside of trying to find... Well, the downside is trying to find him. Even in his advanced age, he has a lust for life and knowledge, and tends to just go off doing something. And I mean, only Buckington seems to be able to even have an idea of where he's gone, and I'd rather not disturb His Majesty.
The thought runs through Hanklin's mind, I am definitely not dressed to meet the Majesty. Not an option. Nope. Let's you know, I feel more comfortable in a bog than in a throne room. So, I don't know about you all. I don't want to speak for you. Anyone else, feel free to jump in here with your preferences, because there's so many options. And they're good options.
I vote for
they're
Bog
really
Witch.
Good. Bog Witch.
I have to find my brothers. That's all I care about.
Are your brothers missing, Raven?
Yes.
Oh, for the love of man, is there any way that we could get Raven's brothers found while we're adventuring as sort of like a favor?
Well, I mean, the compass should be able to find them. Perhaps the magics of the witch may be able to shed some light on things. I, with my own library, might be able to at least give you a direction, depending on what artifacts I ponder and can find answers with.
Well, I mean, we could also ask around. I mean, that's how people normally find other people. They don't sorry, Harrison, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm just saying, people have been finding each other for, like, centuries now, and without magical means. Can't you just, like, send some people around to the last place they were seen and, like, detectivize?
I mean, how do I put this? That's the wrong accent. Hold on. You go. Never mind. I'm trying my accent. Don't mind me.
Share your wisdom with us, Daxi, in your peppy voice.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. I would assume that tried the more mundane routes, like going and talking to people, because Raven looks pretty capable. So I'm assuming the mundane route is going. Now more dog power, obviously, better results, but that might be why magical means is also something they're looking at. But again, I remind you, if you use that, you will age rapidly and possibly die. Just so we're clear on that. I want to make sure my warning is very clear and there's no ambiguity about that compass if we find it. Which again, terrible idea, but I'm up for it.
Good to know. So... Okay. I guess I could call... Ball! And he just lets out, like, not quite a bark, but the exceptionally tall Labrador comes in. Yes, Harrison? So you were right. And I do need to ask you one last favor for today. What is it, Harrison? So I know you haven't talked with the Rangers for a while, Harrison. And then he just turns and gives this most pitiful of all pug looks. It is awe-inspiring. And with that, like, whatever anger was in Bull's heart just melts. I'll talk with the Rangers. And there's this just bright smile that comes to Harrison's face. Thank you! Like wiggles in his chair. So who am I and the Rangers looking for, Harrison? Raven's brothers. Raven, if you would give a list of names and descriptions to Bull.
Raven sort of looks a little bit abashed because she didn't think that she would get this help all of a sudden. But like, and her ears are kind of flat to her head as she sort of like dips her head a little bit. Crow is probably twice my size, but the same fur pattern. Mostly the white down his face is a little thinner. Also longer fur. Dapper is Chihuahua, but very large for a Chihuahua. Kind of pale yellow fur, very boxy head. Crow's incredibly skittish, so if you find him, you may need to explain who it is that's looking for him, otherwise he might startle and run off. Dapper should keep him calm, though. Thank you.
Bull nods, having taken all that quite well in. I'll find the Rangers. Last I knew of their location, they're in the forest, between here and the Monarchies. Meeting up with them, we'll go on a lookout. Do you have anything of theirs that you are willing to part with?
And she thinks for a moment, and then she pulls out this necklace. Wasn't exactly mine, it was a gift from Dapper, but and she sort of puts it in his hand, and it's very crudely made, but it is in fact a very small, like, miniature stick.
Her paw clutches around it quite gently. I'll make sure it's taken care of. And it'll take me some time. Most likely for this 6-12 days. But I'll make sure this comes back to you. All right, Harrison. My usual fee. Of course. Though you certain I couldn't convince you to join the house instead? You ask every time, Harrison, and every time I say the same thing. No, I'll take my fee. Right then. Well, happy hunting. Of course, Harrison. Goodbye. And she walks out. You think having her join the royal house would be payment enough, but she always declines.
Some people just know where they're happy.
Yeah, I guess. Well, anything else that I can do for all of you aside from supplies before you head off to the Bog of Bones?
Can we take some of the food?
Oh, most certainly.
Oh, can I just put it in my pockets, or?
No. I'll make sure you get a doggy bag.
Thank you.
And yes, I'm going to say that there is a magical item that is called a doggy bag that will hold up to multiple cubic feet of food and keeps it preserved for up to a week. So you will each get a doggy bag as part of your supplies.
Incredible.
If you're going into a bog, you always need to make sure you have snacks.
Yeah. So please notate that on your sheets so that you all have doggy bags as part of your supplies. Excellent. But what other supplies do you think you will all need?
Well, if I might speak up, I don't want to talk for everybody, but supplies we might need are, of course, the present for the person we're going to be meeting.
Sari, I think was the name.
Yes.
Thank you. Wow, Daxi, that was real impressive. Nice. I think we should all take a stick with us, because if we ever fall in the bog, it's important to lay it out horizontal so we can catch ourselves instead of just sinking into the bog. So a nice long walking stick for all of us would be important. How far is the bog from here?
Bog is about a day and a half's journey from here. At least the easy way. The hard way would be about half a day's travel, but it's through the plain.
I don't think we mind taking the scenic route, do we, folks? Scenic route? Scenic route? Scenic route?
I'm sorry. I may not have heard of this plane. What makes it so difficult to traverse?
The grass that it's made of. It's called Sawgrass. It's the name of this lodge. The grass itself has teeth that are hungry and bite quite hard. It is thicker than most undercoats, and will grab hold of whatever comes near it.
Scenic route? Scenic route? Scenic route? Can we do the scenic route, please?
Yeah.
Oh. Perfect. All right. Yeah, I think that will be helpful. I personally have my own set of survival gear, but if we're gonna be gone overnight, we could probably use a couple tents. If we could take some sort of pack animal with us to carry this so that we can be free to move quickly if we need to, that would be great as well. Like a mule or a donkey.
Or one of those carriages that you had the cats leave out earlier in?
Those aren't mine. Those belong to the Duchess, and yeah, I dare not ask her for one of those. Duchess Reaper
Entertaining
Keep is many
prestigious
things,
company?
but generous she is not.
Entertaining,
I
prestigious
think I
company?
missed a question. Oh.
Yes, the Duchess came by earlier, as I had been again investigating this artifact and the darkness that is also near it. She heard of my pursuits, and her retinue came by to caution but encourage said pursuit. She... What was it? I try to only remember the good parts, because when she speaks, it's rather harsh. If I was certain on this fool's endeavor, I best give you all these charms which she left. And that should you all be successful, the House of Himalayan would owe the House of Pug a boon for the efforts.
So what do we get again? That's your house. That's not us.
Again, this is the recovery of an artifact and possibly the slaying of a great evil. I would believe that each of you would be able to found your own houses.
Oh, okay. Well, if we can get that in a contract, then that'll be worth something.
Certainly. Should you come back from the witch successfully and wish to continue this endeavor, I'll make sure those contracts are written up.
Sounds fantastic. I'm on board now. I mean, I was kind of on board before, but now in a more official capacity. I'm going to get like 80% effort. Now I get 100.
Oh, okay. So, any other supplies aside from tents, pack animal, doggy bags?
Sticks.
Sticks, right. Anything else?
And when do you need us to leave? Because we've got the festival going on right now, and, well, it only happens once a year.
Well, the festival does last for a week, and tonight is the first day of it. So if you wish to enjoy the festivities, I would ask that you see the Oracle and return within the week, if possible.
Okay.
But if you do have plans this evening, by all means, go and enjoy yourselves. If you need lodging, you are welcome to stay here for the evening and head out in the morning.
All right.
But I leave that to you.
Well, thank you kindly, Harrison. This has been so unexpected and a whirlwind of emotions and thoughts and plans. I think that I would like to stay the night, maybe go out, see some of the festivities tonight. When do you all want to leave? I mean, we could go fast, leave tomorrow. come back for the end of the festival.
Yeah, I'd vote for leaving tomorrow. You know, we'll do stuff. Maybe we could even do like a group activity, work on that bonding ahead of time. So yeah, we'll do something. I mean, we can go separate too if you want. But yeah, I think tomorrow morning leaving would be good.
That sounds good. I'll prepare some team building activities.
Good on you,
Wow,
Bubz.
look at us. Working
You
together already.
self-delegate. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that beautiful moment around the table, we pan out for a second. Or, as I feel with most things, Pugmire, turn a page. And with that page turn, we see bright lights of the village. The festival ongoing. There's joyous music, noise of all sorts of dogs just enjoying themselves. And then we pan across that beautiful scene, out across the Sawgrass plain, across the mists, and we see the Bog of Bones. It is foggy. The moon is not yet quite full. And within the rolling earth and water of the bog, we see a number of large anthropomorphic rats. They are sharpening flint daggers within the light of the moon. And coin is changing hands in the moonlight. A large, firm hand tosses the bag to one of the rats. Seer says a group will be here within a week. You to make certain they don't get deeper in. You hear me?
Aye, we hear you. Our knives are quick, and the bog is quicker still. No one will miss him. We'll make certain of that.
Good. You better not fail. No one fails the Badger King and lives to talk about it.
We know.
With that, we pull back. Turn yet another page. And I want to get from each of you, before we end today's festivities, a number of things that you're doing this evening at the village festival. So, I want you to each to think of 3 things. And we'll go around and have one last series of beautiful moments at the start of the Stick Festival. If you want to collaborate, please do. But also indulge yourselves in these beautiful moments on the first night of the Stick Festival. I think we'll start off with Raven. What's one of the things that you're doing at the festival? Enjoying your evening.
So Raven is perusing a stick stall, and she's just looking at some of the intricate carvings on some of these. Some that are blank that you can carve yourself, or you can have specific carvings requested, commission pieces. And she's just looking at them, and like she's got this faraway look in her eye, and she's just standing there and just staring.
Bubz, what are you up to at the Stick Festival?
Bubz is, kind of there's a merchant selling some various kind of goods, mostly like fun things, like things that are just going to be for the Stick Festival. And Bubz is over helping move some boxes around and kind of, you can kind of see helping another similar shepherd dog, just kind of play some things, just enjoying the lights, enjoying the happiness, and enjoying the sounds.
Excellent. Hanklin, what's one of the first things you're up to this evening?
One of the first things that Hanklin is up to is he's gonna go and find like where the puppies games are, and he's gonna go like pitch in with those. He's gonna help organize them. He's gonna set up like a tug of war, and then like at the end, whichever team is losing, Hanklin's gonna run over, grab the end of the rope, and pull it all the way across. And yeah, buys them all little snacks.
That's so cute. Oh my god, Hanklin is so good.
Okay. Yes. No. That delightful scene happens, and I now have another question to ask all of you before the end.
Oh no!
All right. So, Daxi, what are you up to first during the Stick Festival this evening?
First thing Daxi's doing is going to a place and finding some nice little name tags for the group. Trying to find ones that are customizable, so we have some team unity, get a couple of different color options, if you will, because we should make that decision as thing. That can be part of the team building.
Okay. Okay.
That's a pondering base. What's going on?
I rolled the happy sad die.
Oh no!
So, let's make a deal.
I thought it would take more episodes to get to this point. Sure.
I rolled a die.
It's Pope.
So, yes, you can find a dealer of name tags, a dealer of mystical name tags.
Uh-huh.
And they will give you the nicest, flashiest magical name tags. All they ask you for is an unspecified favor for later. Now keep in mind...
the dog mafia?
How
did I find the name tag conglomerate? How? The family of
and this vendor is a beautiful Pekingese. But their eyes are like an Arctic blue. Yes, these can all be yours. All I ask is later, a favor.
I mean, okay, but you're not gonna put a tracker on it. I'm not into that. Not trackers into that. I'm okay with the favor part, but yeah. Unspecified time, right?
Unspecified time and place, yes.
I mean, it seems pretty shady, but I'm already doing something that's a terrible idea, so that's just a little bit on top. Sure, why not?
Excellent. And just gives you all these name tags. I have got excellent news for all of you.
Okay.
Each of these name tags, you don't have to attune to them, but they all allow you to just customize them through thought. Whatever brilliant art you can think of, it will appear. And by the glory of these magical name tags, you each get a re-roll once per day on persuasion. So,
On persuasion?
on persuasion.
That's such a nice bone you gave to us there. I'm sure nothing down the road will balance this out at all.
I am nothing if not magnanimous. So, Oberyn, what are you doing, friend?
So Oberyn, his favorite thing, because again, dog watching, he likes to just watch the crowds. His favorite thing is the contest that's about to go down called the annual Stick Lick. And it's candied sticks, and the dogs are competing to see who can break the stick in half first by trying to lick through the middle of the stick.
Oh my goodness.
And so,
oh my goodness.
yes, that's what he's watching. This just is his favorite thing. It's hilarious. Dogs are cheering and howling at each other. Probably some illegal betting going on somewhere.
Almost certainly.
But yeah. So he is just having a great time watching the annual Stick Lick.
I have a question for you. Does the winner get, what do they get? Do they get like a trophy, a crown? What does the winner get for this?
I imagine a golden stick that they then get to kind of carry around for the rest of the Stick Fest as like a little trophy of like, yes, I am the Stick Lick champion.
Okay. I like this. I like that they get like a golden baton that they get to just have with them for the festival. That's fantastic. All right. So, what is the second thing Bubz is up to?
Bubz is kind of, going around to groups of folks that are kind of enjoying the thing, and like people who look like they're maybe a good team, and kind of getting some like tips on like, okay, how do you guys ice break? What are some icebreakers? Just kind of asking some opinions around the town. He really wants to get this group some nice cohesion, so he's kind of planning like icebreakers, exercises, contests. So Bubz is scouting, I would say.
Okay. I like this idea, and we're going to take it one step further. So, my dear viewers, live viewers, and those who may be catching this on the VOD quickly. So, you can find me at Popeworldbuild. And I want you to, under the retweet of this go live tweet for this show, to give me team building suggestions.
Oh, that's perfect.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy about this.
And I will be collecting all of those to give Bubz a list for next episode. So by all means, I am also being an absolute madman in saying that there's no limit to this. So please, by all means, suggest away. Suggest away. All right. Raven, what are you up to now?
You know, I had something and it whoop, just out of my brain when I was listening to that. Woo! What did I do? Oh, goodness. Brain, why must you be full of holes?
My thought was actually going to do something with Raven, if that's okay.
Okay, let's go.
Let's hear it.
Because Hanklin wants to find Raven and ask, if it's not rude, what happened with your brothers? I mean, I don't know how much I can actually help, but I'm an ear if you want to talk.
The problem is that I don't know. We set out together when we left, and I was going to come to the city proper to receive some training on the condition that Crow be allowed to come with me. Dapper saw fit to join us without Mother Coco's permission. He's my brother, but in name only. We aren't related. We were sort of raised together, but I consider him to be my brother. I think he might believe that something else is occurring between us. But I went for my training and I didn't see them for a while, and then a while turned into much longer, and I went back home to see if they had returned, and Mother Coco said that she thought they were with me. And no one I've spoken to knows anything about where they've gone.
Oh, it's terrible. How long has it been since you've seen them?
6 months.
Hanklin nods, knowing that whatever trail there was has probably grown a bit cold. Well, hopefully the Harrison can help out. Has a lot of good rangers on the case. They can find out something, and if not, well, we can figure something out with that compass. All right. Wherever they are, they probably have each other. And you're not alone anymore either.
Thank you.
Of course. Hanklin gives like the very gentlest little pat on your back. You're a good dog.
I thought you were gonna stay on the head, and then I was like, the size difference here. I feel like I feel the need to make note of the size difference here because Raven is tiny,
and Hanklin's huge. Yeah, you're a real good dog, Raven. Come on, let's get a snack together. Full bellies equal happy heart.
No truer word from dog was spoken. So, Daxi, what are you up to?
Well, let's see how many other shady deals Daxi can get in on. 10 for a paw print, 10 for a mile. Let's see. But the next place Daxi was gonna go is actually Daxi was gonna go and try and find Bubz, because that seems to be our other food person who really cares about how that's presented, and try and figure out, like, I mean, we have our doggy bags, but going forward, what do we kind of want? What do our tastes? Figure out any allergies amongst the team, stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. So, we're going to. I like it. Like where this is going. And what I was going to actually, the supplemental question I was going to ask all of you, we're going to change that. So, the Stick Festival is ongoing. It is definitely a festival. It has specific seasonal snacks that you can gather up for your journey. And in the Pugmire Discord, on Weave the Tales Discord, so this show's Discord, I want each of you, my wonderful cast, to put a Stickfest snack. And also, all audience, if you have any suggestions for Stickfest snacks that our good dogs can procure and have with them for the journey, please put those in. So we are going to, together as a community, come up with so much Stickfest, it's going to hurt. All right. Now then, with yes, we will get you that link to the dog's court. Because thanks, Loud Atlas, I needed dog's court to be a thing that's now in my vocabulary. Ow. All right, Oberyn, what are you doing? Dog squirt still got me. I'm sorry.
It was a pretty good one. I can't look at the chat right now. Yeah. So if the stick lick, once that was over, he started to think, okay, we're about to kind of go on a little miniature journey. So he'd probably start looking at some of the vendor stalls. And he's very partial to shawls and wraps because he does have pretty short fur. He gets cold a little easily, even in the summer. So he is looking just for a nice new wrap to wear for this adventure.
There are a number of vendors that appeal to this fashion and these needs. Okay. Go ahead and give me a D20 roll. Six. Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you just looking for something that is nice to keep you warm, or do you want something extra?
I think he's thinking more practicality right now. So he is just kind of looking for something warm, unless something extra catches his eye. Then he might be persuaded. But...
Okay. Well, what sort of things catch Oberyn's eye when it comes to this kind of fashion?
Utility is very important to him, so he needs to be able to still move very easily. He does carry a shield with him, kind of strapped to his back, so again, looking for something that he can get to that very quickly. Yeah, just a lot of functionality is what he's looking for as a fighter, just to still be able to respond to a threat.
Okay. Okay. So, you're looking for shawls, and you come across this one stall, and there is, working the stall, a large mastiff, like there were any other kinds. Working the stall, and she goes, Oh, well, hello there. Will say my fashion has a bit more function to it, if that's what you're looking for. Are you looking
Of
for something
course.
offensive or defensive?
Offensive would be nice, I suppose.
Okay. And she sets forth two well-made, like, wraps, scarves, but both of them have the clink of metal to the sound. The first, she describes, definitely will keep you warm, a bit on the heavy side, as it has incorporated into it chain. You can use this to batter, surprisingly, anything that you might come across in travels. Has a good bit of weight to it, so especially on this end. And yeah, it helps keep fashion, but also gives you a weapon of last resort. This one is similar, but a bit less hidden, as one edge of it has a bunch of what appears to be metallic shark's teeth that runs along the edge. This takes a bit more finesse to work, but with practice is a surprisingly good weapon. Do either of these pique your interest?
As a player, that shark tooth one sounds amazing. Yeah, he's kind of looking between the two, kind of weighing his options, and yes, I think this one, and emotions towards the second one, that shark tooth one. This sounds interesting.
There are a few who have mastered its make and function, but those that do have come back to me, and there's a stifled, prideful grin, and state it is something that has given them a good deal of protection and pride. And she just pushes it towards you. Happy festival.
Oh, are you sure? I have some plastic with me.
No, I am a friend of a friend. I saw a bull pass through here. She made mention that there would be a group that would be looking for supplies. I owe her a great many favors.
Well, now I owe her one too. Thank you. And he kind of gives like a little curt decline of the long neck, you know?
So yeah, I'll get you the stats on that later.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, one last pass. You all meet back up. Where do you meet back up at the festival?
At the center of town, there is a great fountain with one of the old heroes of old that stands in the middle with their hands spread and like water like spills over them at all times, and time is sort of weathered down their features a little bit, but you can definitely tell it used to be a German Shepherd.
Okay. All right. Raven, what was this hero known for?
I'm gonna go with what I know on this one. They made a run. They got some medicine to a remote village. Some
Excellent.
very important medicine for the puppies.
Daxi, what material is the fountain made out of?
It's made out of cork.
It is a cork fountain that is worn with time. Okay. Bubz. Fountains often have things thrown into them for good fortune. What is thrown into this fountain?
You can see a lot of just plastic coins floating around, I'm guessing. That's kind of that's my assessment, that people toss coins in there very traditionally, but because the coins are often plastic, they might just kind of not sink to the bottom.
Okay, we've established that we have the plastic coins that are thrown in for good luck, and Oberyn. Coins always get collected from time to time, even in the fountains. What is this money spent on in this village?
I'm gonna say that it goes towards puppies. Kind of like if there's an orphanage situation, then it goes towards them.
Okay, so the fountain, this fountain of this old nameless hero goes to the money here for good fortune goes to help fund the local orphanage. And as we gather round and see our heroes gathered before this fountain of an unnamed hero, the wind picks up one more time. And one more tag from the wishing tree falls loose and gusts off into the wind. This one looks much newer. And with that, we end this episode of Pugmire, What Lies Buried.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you all so much. Now, most important thing is let's go around and have you all find out where you can follow these wonderful people and what they're up to. First up, M, how are you doing and where can we find you?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm super happy to be playing with all of these wonderful players who I've never played with before. And I think we kind of jived. It was really fun. Thank you. I can be found on the internet as AnthramaStreams. That is my Twitter. Or you can find me basically everywhere as Level 1 Geek. That is my streaming conglomerate where we stream TTRPGs every Monday and Tuesday and alternating Wednesdays. And I GM the Monday show, I play in the Tuesday show, and then I GM or play in the Wednesday show. So I basically spend all my time doing TTRPGs, and I guest in other people's stuff around the internet. So if you want this space in one of your games, hit me up. Yeah, that's me.
Thank you so much, Em, and I can attest to you folks, if you've got a project, reach out to Em. Em is amazing.
Thank you.
Also, someone who is amazing, Drakku. How are you, friend, and where can we find you?
Oh, I'm doing great. This was such a fun first episode. This is gonna be so fun. But yes, so I am Drakku. You can find me. My username is usually Drakku on pretty much every platform except for Twitch because somebody took it and won't give it up. And that is Drakku3690. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I've kind of been in a hiatus for now, but I will start streaming video games again. February 6th is my due date, so next week is my goal to start streaming games again. You can also catch me here, obviously, on Weave the Tale for Pugmire every Sunday. Here we are. Hopefully you'll come back again soon. And I'm also over on Rule of Lore on Tuesday nights at 6:30 p.m. Central, playing a Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign. Our campaign is called In Too Deep, and we are in Season 2, and it is glorious, and it's very fun. And yeah, hope I see you guys around.
Excellent, and definitely check out Rule of Lore. That is a delightful time. Someone else who has been an absolute delight, Alicia. How are you, friend, and where can we find you?
Oh, hey, that's me. So I'm Alicia, or Petty Energy on Twitch, where I stream a bunch of different games. Sometimes, most Sundays, it's Wingspan. Tonight, I think it's going to be Monster Hunter Rise. Continuing to try to get good. You can find me on Twitter at NNG98 because what's brand consistency? You can also follow me on TikTok. I don't do anything on TikTok, but you sure can follow me there. You can find me on in a couple of different places. One of the main ones being the Hollow Flames podcast, which we just dropped. We dropped episode 1 a couple of days ago. If you want to follow them on Twitter, it's Hollow Flames Pod. Play a very different character there. And as we're coming up into February, there might be a couple of more places you can find me. Who knows? Follow me on Twitter and you'll see.
Definitely follow Alicia, folks. Absolute amazing storyteller and a great person to just have in your life. Someone who I'm very thankful for to have in my life is Celeste. How are you, friend? And where can we find you?
You can't say that and then expect me to have anything except for, like, blushing over here. Hi, I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of streaming of my own, but you can find me on other people's channels. I'm really excited to be here, really excited to be at another one of Pope's tables, because it's been too long. It's been a year since we did the...
Yeah. Brotherhood of Shadows.
The thing.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been almost a little over, just a little over a year, and gosh, I missed that. But this is here, and this is fun, and I'm really enjoying this, and I'm really enjoying where this is going. You can catch me every other Sunday. We're on a bit of a hiatus right now, but every other Sunday, typically, twitch.tv/MattTab7, playing Mask Sunset City in our second volume, playing Lucas Nisk, aka the Messenger, which Pope is also on. But a little bit of a hiatus right now while everybody deals with life things, but hopefully we'll be back soon. And then you can catch me on Weave the Tale every Sunday for this delight of oh gosh, it's so good. And then there's another Weave the Tale show that I'm going to be on. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say what week I'm in.
By all means,
Blue
please plug Blue Rose.
Yeah, Blue Rose is going to be a great time. I still got to go watch the VOD from the first week, but it's our West Marches campaign for Blue Rose, and I'm going to be in one of the later weeks, almost the very last week, but I will be there at some point, and that's going to be a good time. I cannot wait. That's going to be real good stuff. You should definitely keep up with that and keep up with the story that's going to be building there, because it's going to be a fantastic time, I can already tell you. And then I have still a undisclosable project that I'm a part of that I can't really talk about. We're almost there. Keep your eyes on my Twitter. In the next couple of weeks, I will have an announcement. It's coming. I promise. And it's going to be a good time. I can't wait, and y'all won't be able to wait either once I announce it. It's going to be a good time.
And I'm super excited for that. Something that I've also been super excited about is finally getting to play alongside Marcus. How are you doing, and where can we find you?
Hi, I'm doing very well. I got to play in this wonderful game with some wonderful new people that I've never played with before, getting to play with you finally as well, and getting to know that we are going to have some team building suggestions for next week. That is getting me very, very happy for this. My name, as I said before, is Marcus. You might have seen me on Hyper RPG, Geek Space TV, or Gen Con TV. Keep an eye out on my Twitter, BestKindaWorst, up here. I have some cool things that are coming down the pipeline that I still can't talk about yet, but follow me and it'll be fun. That's all I got.
Awesome. And thank you all so much for being here. Those of you who are watching live, VOD, YouTube, wherever you are, a story is nothing without its audience. And so thank you all so much for being a part of this. Also, for you YouTube folks, if you've gotten this far in the program, I love going through and reading the comments. And if you've got this far, give us a hashtag. Hashtag good doggos. And now let's have a little bit of last bit of housekeeping. I definitely want to remind all of you, as we're talking about good dogs and good deeds, please tune in Wednesday here on Weave the Tail, 2 p.m. starting 2 p.m. Eastern, for a 12-hour charity stream to raise funds for the Trevor Project. An absolutely worthy cause, especially in this day and age. We play these games for hope, and we contribute and try and raise funds for even more of that in a time that likes to remind us of how dark things can be. It is good to grab hold of whatever light we can. If you want to see more of my ridiculous face, just follow that YouTube link, Popeworldbuild, and you'll see everything that gets posted. Until next time, folks, take care, everyone. See you soon.
Man has gone missing, and in their absence, the world has changed. In many ways, it has become a wide frontier filled with peril and adventure. The dogs of Pugmire seek to uncover the artifacts that man has left behind, protect the weak, and guard against the forces of the unseen.